If you have ADHD like me, you know the struggle of getting bored really easily and trying to create online digital products and sell them for things like digital planners, checklists, and ebooks simply do not work for people like us. But what if I told you that there is a digital side hustle that is actually fun and perfect for ADHD creatives, and that you can basically start it for $0? This has been making me over $6,000 per week in the last year, and I've only been averaging about 2 to 3 hours on it per week. So just stick with me and I will dive into exactly what it is and how you can get started with it and why it makes it so perfect for creative brains. Do you ever feel like your brain is constantly hopping from one idea to the next or one type of business model to the next? This has been me for the past 10 years, so I'm no stranger to this feeling. But instead of fighting it, this side hustle actually works with it. In fact, hopping from one idea and from one niche and from one trend to the next is actually what makes it so successful. So before we get into exactly what it is, let me tell you why digital products often don't work for people like us. Seeing things like planners, checklists, ebooks, spreadsheets, etc. are really boring and repetitive products, and if you are trying to sell these on Etsy, you are going to be making the same products over and over again without being able to change anything up at all. You basically have to stick to one niche and one design style forever, which leads to it being very boring and turning into a job when this was supposed to be an online business that you love. But with this side hustle, you get to create new designs and styles constantly. You actually get to jump from trend to trend or niche to niche or topic to topic without it hurting your Etsy shop, and you actually get rewarded for it. You also get to sell to an audience that never stops needing new designs, which basically means that the market for this can never be truly saturated, and we will get into that in a little bit further. If you are new around here, I am Bailey, the owner of Bailey Design Co., a 7-figure digital design shop on Etsy, and I now teach others how to create the same types of designs and shops and memberships here on this channel and in my online communities. So what is this magical product? So the digital product that has paid me $6,000 per week and well above that in the past years are sublimation designs. If you don't know what sublimation designs are or what sublimation is, it basically is a craft where a crafter or a small business owner purchases designs like PNG files and then prints them themselves with a certain type of sublimation printer and applies them to hundreds of different types of sublimation products, things like t-shirts and coffee mugs, tumblers, wind spinners, garden flags, just to name a few of the products. Some of my customers are hobby crafters, but the majority of them actually sell the products themselves. So they make the products and then they sell them on their own sites like Shopify or even Etsy shops, or they might even be selling them in their own towns like in marketplaces or shops. And so since I am technically selling to those business owners, the demand for my designs never stops. So as I said, in 2024, I personally made over $6,000 per week just listing on average 10 to 20 designs per week, all using AI. Now, as a preface, I have been doing this since 2022, and my shop has now made over 382,000 sales. So last year, I was able to take a step back from it so that I could focus on my online teaching communities, but it was still able to bring in that amount due to the past designs that are uploaded on it that continually sell and its very loyal customer base. Here's why this online business idea works perfectly for you if you have ADHD and you love being creative. Number one is that there is endless variety. So you will never get bored because there are literally hundreds of different types of products that you can design for. So again, things like tumblers, mouse pads, wind spinners, t-shirt designs, just to name a few of the hundreds of different types of products. Number two is that there are never-ending new trends constantly popping up. So last year was all about coquette. Previous to that, we have all witnessed the popularity of the Highland cows, And this year seems to be the fisherman aesthetic and things like castle core, though coquette is still making a big splash on the Etsy scene. So number 3 is the holiday or seasonality of these types of designs. So for example, your Christmas designs from last year are outdated and it's time to make new ones, which is why you will essentially never run out of design ideas, because you're going to be remaking the same seasonal and holiday designs every year because the design styles and aesthetics have changed. Again, this is where the idea of marketplace saturation just disappears, because there is constantly new design styles and trends that will always be popping up, and the need to design for them for the next season or holiday, or apply them to more evergreen niches, things like your occupations, like designs for nurses and teachers. There's a lot of coquette designing for these particular occupations, whereas a couple of years ago, they were more minimalist focused. So reason number 4 why this works is that you are not sticking to one niche. You can totally design for one trend today and a completely different one tomorrow without it hurting your shop, because essentially the niche of this is sublimation designs. And Etsy understands that sublimation designers and sublimation crafters, sublimation business owners buy any and all types of design styles. Okay, so how do you start if you have zero experience? And this is where AI comes in and makes it super easy today. So you don't need to be a graphic designer, and I still to this day do not call myself a graphic designer. I hate using Photoshop, and prior to AI, I was only using commercial right graphics and stock images to compile new types of designs. So I was never hand creating something in Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop. So here is what I would do exactly if I was starting from scratch with $0. Now I do have to say that in some countries and in some situations, Etsy is now charging a $15 fee to set up a new account. Isn't in all places, but I am mentioning it because several of my newer members have said that they have had to pay the fee, though some of them have said that they have not paid the fee. And I will say that a couple months ago when I did open up a brand new Etsy shop, that I was not charged a fee. So I think it really does just depend on where you're at and if you've had past Etsy accounts. So step number 1, if you are just starting out, is to learn about creating designs and selling on Etsy. Now you can totally do this for free here on YouTube. There are literally thousands of design tutorials on different AI generators, as well as thousands of videos about how to sell on Etsy. This channel here that you're on is full of individual tutorials about all different types of AI products that you can create and different ways that you can list on Etsy. So number 2 is to use AI to come up with design ideas. So you can use ChatGPT to come up with new different types of product ideas, or you can use Etsy for design inspiration to see what is actually selling, and then create your designs using AI. A few of my free favorite AI tools are things like Dolly 3, Kittle, and Playground AI. Real quick, if you do want 15 AI prompts from some of my best-selling PNG designs from my Etsy shop, then just comment the word prompts and I will send you the link for that below. Next, you'll want to use something like Canva to edit your design. Canva does have a free version, so you can use that. However, if you are creating something for, say, a t-shirt design where you need to save it with a transparent background, you would need to have the pro version for that, and that is paid. So if you don't want to get the paid version of Canva, what you can do is still download the design from Canva and then use a free AI image background remover tool. Something like Pixian will work, and then you can remove the background that way. Next step in the process is then to list them on Etsy, and you can do this for free by just listing directly on Etsy and using the link down in the description for your first 40 free listings so that you're not paying that listing fee. I'm popping a list on the screen right now of those AI tools that you can get started with for free. If you really want to scale this fast and see even better results, just investing in one paid AI tool can make all of the difference in the world. I'll break down one of my favorite AI tools and why it matters in just a moment. But first, let's talk about how much you can make with just one listing. Let's look at some live Etsy listings that are making bank with sublimation designs. In this first example, I typed in trendy shirt PNG design, and using Everbee, which is a keyword research tool for Etsy, I can see that there is some listings, one of them averaging over $11,000 per month, one at $8,000, and some in the multiple hundreds each month. Next, here's some 20-ounce tumbler wrap listings using the keyword best-selling tumbler wrap PNG. Some are making $2,000, $1,500, $1,400, and we could go on and on. Now, I did blur out the shop names for privacy, but if you do have Everbee installed, you can go and get this data. So just imagine having 10 of these types of listings, or 20, or maybe even 50 that were each performing at that level. So once you get the hang of making these designs, here's how you can turn this into a full-blown business the way that I have. You're going to want to bulk create with AI. So currently, if I want to make 20 designs all at once, I will use a tool called My Designs. I am going to pop up the video here of this walkthrough where I make several designs in just a few minutes, and this is how it's super easy for me to list a bunch of products all at once. Some of my other current favorite AI tools are things like Kittl and Playground AI. And so I really do just recommend that you get a trial of these for free and really test them out and try and see what types of products that you're going to be making and which outputs that you like the best that are in line with what is selling on Etsy before you commit to one, so that you can really just put everything into learning one tool, because that will make it so much easier for you to learn and get really fast with creating designs. Next, you're just going to want to list consistently. So this can be anywhere from 5 to 10 listings per day if you're being very aggressive, or it can be something like 10 to 15 per week. Number 3 is that you're going to want to follow trends. So you're going to want to jump on the new trends as soon as you see them popping up on things like TikTok or Instagram, and make sure that you are applying that to upcoming holidays and seasons, as well as existing evergreen types of design styles like those ones we talked about earlier. Number 4 is to use competitive pricing. So when you are brand new and just starting out, it is really important to try and price competitively so that you have that advantage. Number 5 is to leverage AI prompts. The right prompts equal better designs. The better that you can make your prompt, the better output that you are going to get. A lot of people think with AI prompting that the AI just understands what they're imagining in their head, and they put in something like a gray fluffy bunny with an Easter basket next to a lake and think that they are going to get this beautiful Easter scene that will sell, when that is just simply not the case. So you need to be entering in things like the style. So whether it is a watercolor style or maybe it is a hand-drawn pencil type drawing style, you need to be entering in things like color, the expression of the rabbit, and so on. So the secret or the shortcut to getting sales faster is a combination of 3 things. So your AI prompt, trending product ideas, meaning that people are actually searching for the type of product that you are designing for. And you can get this type of information directly from Etsy by seeing listings that are already performing well, or using a keyword research tool like Everbee or eRank, and then combining that with it being a low competition product, meaning that there are not a ton of big sellers already out there creating thousands of designs for what you are trying to create. And if you do struggle with AI prompting or researching for what is trending, then my design club for Etsy does all of this hard work for you. I drop daily AI prompts in 6 different AI tools so that you can see what they look like before you actually create them. So this means you don't have to have 6 AI tools because I have them, and I am showing you the example with the output before you make a decision. I'm also finding the products that are trending, meaning again, people are searching for them, that have really low competition. So it gives new sellers the best chance of actually making a sale fast. I will link that down in the description below if you want to check it out. And if you want to see the exact steps that I take to get Etsy sales fast with my flywheel Etsy system that keeps customers coming back again and again without me having to worry about ranking on Etsy or the algorithm, then be sure to watch this video up here next, as I will walk you through that entire process. And as always, thanks so much for watching.